Morning, Mayor Robinson. We are good to go.
Well, thank you very much. Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the West Grey public meeting for May 2nd, 2022. On item number 1, I am calling the meeting to order. All members of council are present, with exception to Councillor Shea, who advised that he has regrets for this particular meeting. There is a quorum for this meeting. Corporate and Communications Coordinator, will you be providing the features of today's meeting?
Yes, I will.
Corporate and Community Initiatives Officer Hewlett, please go ahead.
Thank you. Through you. Before I begin, if at any point you get disconnected, you can dial 1-647-558-0588 and enter the meeting ID for this meeting, which is 839-8207-5010. Both members of council and staff have been briefed on the various features of the Zoom meeting software and will be raising their hands physically on camera to speak. For members of the public, if you require any technical assistance throughout the duration of the meeting, you can send a chat message to myself, Cody Hewlett, Corporate and Community Initiatives Officer, and I will attempt to assist you. For members of the public, it should be noted that this meeting is being held in 2 locations, both on the online Zoom meeting platform, as well as being live streamed on YouTube. Public participation, if any, must be done through the Zoom meeting platform and cannot be done through YouTube at this time. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Item number 2 is a purpose of meeting. Clerk Scharbeck, could you please assist with this item?
Through Mayor Robinson, the purpose of today's meeting, public meeting pursuant to the Planning Act, is for the presentation of an application for a zoning amendment and for the members of the public to have an opportunity to make comments or ask questions regarding the application. No decision on the application will be made at this meeting. However, if somebody would like to be notified of the decision and have the opportunity to take part in an Ontario Land Tribunal hearing or be provided notice of it, if there is an appeal, there is a registry available online at sferguson@westgrey.com. And it's important to provide your name and contact information for the registry to be notified. Thank you.
Thank you, Clerk Scharbeck. On item number 3, declaration of pecuniary interest and general nature thereof. Members of council, is there anything to declare at this time? Seeing none, we will now move on to item number 4. ZA 07.2022-521020 Concession 12 NDR. 4.1 Application for Zoning Amendment for Camp Dairy Farms Limited. 4.2 Planner L. Spencer Report. Clerk Scharbeck to the recommendation, please.
Through Mayor, the recommendation is that council hereby receives the report ZA 07-2022 for Camp Dairy Farms Limited and Ron Davidson Land Use Planning Consultant Inc. agent, and that council directs that a zoning bylaw amendment be brought forward for consideration at a future council meeting.
Thank you. I'll be looking for a mover and seconder. We'll receive the planner's report. Any questions from members of council following, and then I will ask for the vote. I'm looking for a mover for this recommendation. Councillor Hergert, second Deputy Mayor. Thank you for that. Good morning, Planner Spencer. We are looking forward to your planning report.
Thank you. And through you, Madam Mayor. So the application is related to a file that will be considered by Committee of Adjustment later today. In review of the application, it was noted that a zoning amendment would be required to recognize the deficient lot frontage and area of the newly created parcel. And the recommendation to committee is outlined in the planning report, part of which is the payment of the zoning bylaw amendment application fee and the passage of a zoning bylaw amendment. Comments have been received from the County of Grey in pre-consultation. In addition, the SVCA has provided comments in support of the application, recommending that the applicants and their agent consult with the MECP with respect to some conservation concerns that they need to have consultation with in that regard. Comments were also provided by Enbridge Gas Service, who have no objections to the application. I'm happy to provide clarification as required by committee or council. Sorry, thank you.
Thank you very much, Planner Spencer. Members of council, are there any questions with regard to this presentation or the motion at hand? Councillor Hergert?
I do have one question for our planner. I was curious about this being a separate property and how many principal residence and accessory residences would be allotted for this parcel.
Planner Spencer, please.
Thank you. Through you, Madam Mayor. At this point in time, it would be a single detached dwelling unit would be permitted on the severed and retained parcels. Future plans with respect to the development of the property have not been provided by the applicant's agent at this point in time, but that is what would be permitted. If there was an opportunity for them to apply for a separate zoning amendment, they could do so to apply for a second detached dwelling unit on the property, or an accessory apartment would be permitted as of right within the single detached dwelling unit. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Any further questions? Seeing none. All those in favor of the motion indicate, I'm just double checking. Councillor Hutchinson, do you have a question?
Yes, I see Councillor Townsend's hands up too. Maybe you can't see it from your perspective there.
No, I absolutely can see. Just the hands came up a little late. Please proceed with your inquiry.
Okay. Are you seeing our electronic hand though?
Pardon me, Councillor?
Are you seeing the electronic hand?
Yeah, no, I'm seeing raised hands.
Oh, okay, because I had electronic hand up. Maybe that's fine.
That's a good clarification. Thank you very much. Please proceed.
Okay. I just wanted to clarify with the planner. Our official plan, rural lots are supposed to be 2 acres in size at minimum. That's correct? This one's just a little bit under that.
Planner Spencer.
Thank you. Through you, Madam Mayor. This is a 0.8 hectare parcel, which is 2 acres, which is permitted under the county official plan. That's the minimum lot size required.
Right. I have it at 1.977 acres, but anyways, that's pretty close. Yeah, I just wanted to clarify that. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Townsend, please.
Through you, Madam Mayor. I noticed that there is an entrance permit application required, and yet there are 2 entrances on concession 12. Does it matter that there is 2 existing, or is it because there will be 2 active ones?
Planner Spencer.
Thank you. Through you, Madam Mayor. The requirement for an entrance permit is a standard request as part of a consent application. If the existing entrance to the severed and retained parcels are sufficient in accordance with the Public Works recommendations, then that requirement as part of the Committee of Adjustment application can be waived.
Thank you very much. Just wanted the clarification.
Pardon me, Councillor?
I just said thank you very much. I was just looking for the clarification. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions, members of council? All right, seeing none. All those in favor of the motion indicate with a raised hand. 6 members of council have voted in favor of this motion. This motion is carried. We are now moving on to 4.3, written comments received, 4.3.1, Enbridge Gas. Planner Spencer, if you could provide any further discussion on this. And in addition, have you received any written comments up until today's meeting? Thank you.
Thank you. Through you, Madam Mayor. The comments received from the county were through an extensive pre-consultation process, which are in favor of the application. In addition, the comments received from the Saugeen Valley Conservation Authority are in support of the application, but are recommending that Conservation and Parks be consulted by the applicant. And furthermore, Enbridge Gas is in support of the application and has no objection. No further comments were received from the public, nor were there comments in objection at this point in time. Thank you.
Thank you. Clerk Scharbeck, have you received any written comments up until this point?
Through Mayor, no, I haven't received any further comments. Thank you.
Thank you. 4.4, verbal comments. 4.4.1, council members. Council members, are there any comments at this time? Seeing none, we'll go on to 4.4.2, public members. Corporate and Community Initiatives Officer, could you please assist in determining if there's anyone from the public, agent or applicant as well, that wishes to speak to this application?
Through you, as mentioned in the opening of the meeting, public participation must be done through Zoom and cannot be done through YouTube at this time. Members wishing to speak during this portion of the meeting may do so in a multitude of ways. The first being, if you have joined us via phone line, you can press *9 to raise your hand, and that will let us know you would like to speak. Alternatively, if your hand has been raised in error, you can press *9 again to lower your hand. For members of the public who have joined us using the online Zoom meeting platform, you can either send a chat message to myself, Cody Hewlett, letting me know that you would like to speak or what you would like read into the record on your behalf, or you can raise your hand, typically located in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen, either a blue or yellow hand icon, dependent on your device. Just taking a quick review of the dashboard, I can see that we have Mr. Ron Davidson who would like to speak at this time.
Thank you very much. Good morning, Ron Davidson. Please proceed with your comments.
Yes, good morning. Sorry I had to do it the old-fashioned way by sticking my hand up because, Cody, I couldn't see the little blue hand. I'll look later. Thanks. It's nice to see everyone again. I represent the work camps. This is a very, very straightforward consent application. I know you're dealing with the zoning now. You'll be dealing, as you heard through Laura later this afternoon, with the consent. It's standard. You've dealt with many of these in the past. I know that firsthand. So today, right now, you're just dealing with the rezoning. Just a couple of things. First of all, the minimum lot area requirement, just a point of clarification, they do use metric, not imperial, so it is 0.8 hectares. So if it happens to round down a bit to just less than 2 acres, that's not really important because it does meet the 0.8 hectare requirement of the official plan. There's a question asked about buildings on the property. I can tell you this, that the board camps will be selling the 0.8 hectare lot, and presumably somebody will be building a house on there. They have no intentions of building on the remnant parcel. They are cash croppers, and they're interested in this land for farming only. And the one thing that this zoning bylaw amendment does is that it sort of cleans up an old zoning that's also applies to this property. A small portion of the site is zoned for a sawmill, and that sawmill no longer exists on the site. So by going through this rezoning process, we'll clean that up and get rid of reference to a sawmill being permitted on the property. That's it for my presentation. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Corporate and Community Initiatives Officer, could you please determine if there's anyone else that wishes to speak to this application?
Thank you. Through you, Mayor Robinson, I believe that concludes the public participation portion.
Thank you very much. We are now moving on to 4.5, next steps. Clerk Scharbeck, over to you.
Through you, Mayor, as Planner Spencer noted, the consent to sever will be addressed this afternoon by the Committee of Adjustment. If that's approved by the committee, then there will be a zoning bylaw presented at our next regular council meeting for council's consideration. Upon passage of the bylaw, there'll be a 20-day appeal period. And after that, the applicant will be notified that one condition of their consent has been met.
Thank you very much. Item number 5, closed public meeting. Clerk Scharbeck to the recommendation.
Through Mayor, the recommendation is that council hereby closes the public meeting at 9:14 a.m.
Is there a mover for this motion? Deputy Mayor, and as seconder, I'll take Councillor Hutchinson. All those in favor indicate with a raised hand. 6 members of council voted in favor of the motion. The motion is carried. Thank you for this meeting.